Welcome back, guys, to Wondour. I am so excited to continue our video series with Miss Emily Chandler, the CEO of Spectrum Product Solutions. For those of us that have not met me yet, my name is James Hsu, and I am the CEO and executive producer of VRLU, a virtual reality platform that we are so excited building over the past 30 months, and we can't wait for you guys to check it out. But today, we're here to talk about my good friend, Miss Emily Chandler. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for continuing this series with us.
A pleasure.
Thank you
for having me.
It's an honor. A lot of our users have been asking us a lot of questions. And so today in this video, I did want to talk a little bit about the benefits, because a lot of people, they've been researching, they've been Googling, okay, product development, we understand what we can get out of it, obviously, making more money, that's great. Can we go into some depth now, a little bit about the benefits of product development?
Sure. Well, there's a lot to go over. The biggest thing that comes to mind right away for me is just based on my own experience. For a little while before during my product development experience, I owned and operated a sports facility. 80,000 square foot, we had 2 indoor soccer fields, and we had programming all day long, from 9 a.m. till 1 a.m. most days, 7 days a week. But what was frustrating about that was there was only a certain amount of money that we could make, because there's 7 days in a week, there's 24 hours in a day, and I only had 2 fields. So at a certain point, we kind of maxed out our programming. So when we decided to add a product line to our business and market to our existing customers, we were able to make a lot more money. So that's what I'm most excited about working with businesses, to give them another revenue stream. And what I've also found is that business owners are so entrenched in the day-to-day operations of running a business. It's hard. It's hard to keep your doors open. It's hard to pay your bills. You're managing, if you have a staff to manage, there's always some kind of hiccup or problem here or there. Customer service, it all takes a lot of time and energy. So with Spectrum, we come in, we give you a turnkey product, obviously with our client's direction, and we're able to help you make some more money.
You know, obviously, before you took on your tenure, if you will, over at your sports facility, you already had your experience in product development.
Yes.
How long did it take you for you to maybe go a little crazy and insane running the facility, where you realized we only have so much time, so many fields, we need to add in more income, because what we're doing is great, but we're not here just to make and be stagnant with where we're at. We're here to always increase and make more.
In my experience, it took a few years to kind of get into the rhythm of operating a sports facility, because I never did that before. But we grew our business 30% every year, to the point where we maxed out. So once we got there, and I was like, okay, take a breath. How can we make even more money? Because you want to, in this recreation industry, you want to maximize your dollars per square foot, but we had maxed it out because there was just simply not enough room in the building, enough hours in the day, and enough space for us to continue to run programs. So for me, it took a few years, but if there's a business out there that, we work out at the bar studio, they have this existing client base, and they're ready. They're an existing business, they have their existing marketing power with their current customers, they're ready to go.
Which is great, because when you were running your sports facility, the person who did the product development was you. And then
yes, that's a good point.
It was you that was doing it. And now it's great, because now as you take on clients and you're helping clients expand their businesses, they are taking not just Emily, but Spectrum onto their business, where it becomes this new body of life within their own company that's self-running, fully self-sufficient, that they don't have to run.
If I had somebody like Spectrum on my team at the time, oh my gosh, it would have been so much easier, and it probably would have allowed me to add that product line a lot faster to my business. So yeah, I love offering that extra incentive to clients, or that extra bit of help to people who I know business owners are entrenched in their business, they're maxed out, and they need help.
Whether it's a large company or a small company, at the beginning, I believe, they're going to want to see samples. How does that work, and then how do they grow to scale that?
It's a very simple process. When you work with me, you tell me what you're looking for, and I make it happen for you.
And you can make anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
That the imagination can conquer.
For sure. Yes, my attitude in life is, there's a way, what's the way? So if it's something that I've never dealt with before, I'm going to find a way to figure it out. I've got so many vendor relationships. There's a connection somewhere where I'm confident that we can find a solution to whatever it is you're trying to do.
You and I were about to start our next challenge for getting fit and shredded together, which I'm excited for, our 8-week challenge.
Yes.
And then during my 8-week challenge, I'm gonna be doing one of your products that you personally made, Jeopardy.
Yes.
So I was hoping you could share with everybody a little about that product, but specifically how that works in with the whole mix of everything.
Yeah, well, there's a story behind it. As you know, my parents are entrepreneurs, and I work very closely with my mom and my dad on a lot of product development projects. So one thing that we worked together with alongside my dad was developing this Jeopardy product. And what he wanted was a cognitive product that also offered weight management solutions, and then it has a lot of fiber, has a little bit of caffeine, so it gives you a little kick, a little niacin, a little flush, and then it's an appetite suppressant. So it's a really great pre-workout, but also I drink it every day in the morning just to kind of like get my day started instead of drinking coffee. But I worked alongside with my dad. We went back and forth with formulators on getting the taste right, because it's a powdered drink product. And then it has this really cool bright pink color that was really important to us to have it look appetizing and look cool. So we started to market this product to our customers at the sports center. Actually, one of my vendors was like, "Why aren't you selling this to your soccer players? Like, this is so good." She was using it with her clients. She's like, "My fitness clients love it." So we started marketing this to our players, and they absolutely loved it, because it's not heavy like a protein drink. It doesn't give you like weird, shaky, jittery feeling, but like a pre-workout or traditional pre-workout. And yeah, so there's my little story about Jeopardy.
So tell us then, how long did that process, that when you and your father were working on it, how many different versions of Jeopardy, just so everyone can get an idea that they may have this idea of this product that they also want to build. How long did that take you guys? How many different versions, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 of Jeopardy existed till we have the final product that I have right now waiting for me in my house?
It took a few months, just because my dad is a real perfectionist, and he had a really specific idea of what he wanted for products that you're consuming, that you have to make sure it tastes good. So that took a long time to make sure it was the right sweetness, the right flavor. So it took a couple months going back and forth, and we wanted to make sure we had a lot of fiber in the beverage, so we had to get the fiber content correct so all the stuff wouldn't settle to the bottom of the glass. So a few months, I'd say we go back and forth, several different versions.
That's exciting, because I know that everyone that's going to spend their money, they're going to work with Spectrum, and they're going to really make sure they have the best product possible. It is good to know that there is this, you don't stop till you're finally happy with that final product that you can be proud to bring to the marketplace to sell to your loyal customers or new customers that you're going to reach, and making sure that they know that there was TLC, some tender love and care put into the product.
And now, even given the state of the world after COVID, it's difficult to find raw materials. So the way that I made the product a few years ago is different than the way I do it now. The dragon fruit in particular, what gives it that really bright pink color, I've had to source that in so many different ways now. And so it's forced me to be a little bit more creative and stretch and grow in how I source things and find the raw materials.
And then I remember when we were talking, when it came to the dragon fruit, that thing's, you're shipping or flying that. And then with other people, when they build their product line out, is there a huge difference between the flying and the shipping?
It just depends. It depends on what it is. Powders are really heavy, so air freight is very expensive. But ocean, especially just recently since COVID, it takes like 2 months to get stuff. So it just depends on what you're ordering. And my job is to help find the most cost-effective, efficient way for people to receive the raw materials and the components.
Great story on Jeopardy and how that came to be. Now let's talk a little about when our amazing audience sees this video. A lot of them now are like, okay, I have this idea, Emily. I want to work with Spectrum. What do we do? What do I need to bring to you so I can be at least aware of what I need to have available on my plate to make sure that we're ready to rock and roll?
I'd say the biggest asset that businesses can bring to Spectrum is knowing what your customers want, because you may have a great idea of something you want. Like selfishly, when I develop products, I make them stuff that I want to use. But what is smarter is talking to your customers, talk to your client base, see what they are interested in. So you're making sure that you're bringing something to the table that's going to sell and that people want. So know your audience, know the demand, know your competition, bring that to the table as well. Like if you're a gym, let's say, and your competition down the street is already offering a protein drink, maybe do something different. Offer some kind of supplement that helps with performance or joint health or something different. So I'd recommend researching your competition, know what your customers are looking for, and then Spectrum will do everything else for you.
Can you share with us in your experience, because you've been an entrepreneur just as long as I have, a little over 2 decades.
Yeah.
Can you share with everybody your opinion on pivoting? Meaning, you're a business owner, you're on A, B, C, ready for X, Y, Z, and you know what you would love to do, like you're set on this, whatever that is.
Yes.
But what happens, do you feel, if someone's not willing to pivot, if the marketplace is telling them to?
I don't want to say you're going to fail, but I think, as you know, being an entrepreneur, it's all about throwing all those noodles on the wall and then seeing what works, because that's where you have to start. And if you're not able to let go of that dream, they say, like, don't fall in love with your first idea, because that's not going to be the thing that makes you successful. You're going to have to pivot. You're going to have to see what's selling, what's working, and stay excited and stay engaged about what your customers want and what direction you want to go.
I agree with you. And the reason I mention this is because our showrunner of this YouTube channel, Chasing, him and I were talking with a friend and a client about different methodologies on how to really break through past the lid that he's at right now, that this individual's at. And this individual's just not willing to change what he wants at the end.
Sure.
And I'm really trying to, like, do little pokes and little, very slowly trying to be like, we probably have to pivot. And he's not open to that. And again, like you said, though, I'm not going to say that he's not going to be successful, because if there's a will, there's a way.
Certainly, there's that too, which I totally believe in. But I draw a lot of inspiration from other entrepreneurs and their stories, and watching, okay, what path did somebody take to be successful? It's never the path they planned on, ever. So I would encourage you to tell them that.
Yes, agreed. Emily, how does everyone get a hold of Spectrum?
Easiest way to find me is on the web, spectrumproductsolutions.com, also on Instagram and Facebook. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people and seeing how I can help your business make more money and become good friends.
You know, it's great because over our past couple decades of doing this and meeting, you know, literally sitting down in Starbucks and boba shops with, if I'm crazy enough to say, over 1,000 people over the past few years, that there is a difference, though, when you meet someone that genuinely likes to meet people.
For sure.
Because all businesses, regardless if it's through Zoom or whatever, there needs to be some type of human interaction.
Indeed.
Very few businesses you can 100% just do strictly off of emails. Like, at some point, you're probably gonna have to talk with them on the phone, Zooms, and things like that.
1000%.
And you know, in my personal experience, it is hard to meet people who genuinely like people. You know, I genuinely like just meeting people, regardless if we ever do business or not. I just like meeting people. And
I agree. It's like, sit down for a coffee, get to know somebody. It's like, it's great. It's fantastic. That's why we're here on this planet, is to find connection and be together and do life together. So I'm here for it.
I love it. Emily, thank you so much for your time. Had a wonderful time again speaking with you.
So fantastic.
And I love sharing all this information with people, because I feel like that's what YouTube has done, is being able to give people the ability where they never would have met an Emily Chandler. Now they can meet her, they can learn about her business, and even if they don't ever work with myself or you, I know videos like this can really spark something inside someone's head and really get the juices flowing and help them think, oh, I could do something like this.
Maybe I could do that. Yeah.
Oh, that could happen. Like our workshop that we just had, where, you know, all these people came, they were so excited, and whether or not anyone ever works with us, just getting information in people's heads gets me excited.
Planting seeds.
Planting seeds and let it grow.
Yes.
I love it. So guys, thank you so much for viewing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithms do its part so we can grow this channel, really share more information with people and really educate people out there with, you know, how to be your own boss and how to do your own thing and how to really just make more money for yourself and your family tree, which is always gets me excited to talk about such things. If you do have any personal questions for myself or Emily, you can always just text the question directly to 702-602-8802. And that's our community number, and all questions are either going to be answered in Emily's next video with me in our interview series, or we'll ask Emily directly and she'll answer for you. So again, it's 702-602-8802. Just text that number, any questions you have. And until the next time, we'll see each other soon.